Hey y'all, welcome to Sharpen, where no matter the candid conversation, we always end up whittling life down to what matters most, and we hope that as you hang out with us, you will be inspired to do the same. My name's Nicole Payne. This is Danielle Perry. This is Lynn Rue, and this is Natara Blount. And today's topic is LOVE.
Patient, love, kind, love, sweet, love, kind.
Dum, dum, dum.
It's a good one.
Anyway, we're going to jump right into these here questions, y'all. Okay? And the first question says, finish this statement. My first memorable encounter with love was, fill in the blank. I registered this as love because, fill in the blank.
Well, when I read that question, my first thought was this guy that I dated in high school. And I don't know if it was love looking back. It might have just been very, very deep infatuation. It could have been love. I don't know. But we were together for 4 years, like pretty much all throughout high school.
Wow.
And
That's
y'all
long
know
for
this?
young people.
Girl, that's serious.
That's
serious.
I don't know.
I was that kind of person though. Like in middle school, I dated a guy for like 9 months. I was just that.
In
kind of
middle
person.
school?
In middle school.
Wow.
Yes. So I didn't have a lot of boyfriends growing up, but when I did, we were together for like a long time.
Okay.
So,
Be committed. I like
so
that.
yeah, I mean that was just my first thought, and I think a part of your question was, why did you think it was love or something like that? Because we said we loved each other. I mean the feelings were strong, and of course now that I'm married and I look at knowing certainly that I'm in love with my husband and he's in love with me, I mean that this relationship with my husband, nothing compares to that. So that's why I say when I look back, was it really love or was it just that kind of puppy love that people say? You know, like that puppy love when you're young. But yeah, we had strong feelings for each other. We knew each other's families. So that was just my first thought. I just thought it was love because we had strong feelings for each other. We were committed to each other. So.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know that.
Y'all were the same grade level?
He was a year older than me. We went to different high
Oh.
schools, so it was actually kind of a long distance relationship at that.
Well, how often did y'all see each other?
Like on the weekends. Yeah.
That's commitment.
Did y'all go to the same church, or y'all just went to each other's houses and stuff? Or
we met at my old church because his cousin attended my church, and we had a youth retreat one year, and he came. So that's how we met, and then from there, you know, we ended up in a relationship eventually, and it's funny because when I think back, my grandma ain't like him, my dad ain't like him.
Why?
Well, they knew he wasn't the best for me, and they just felt like, in their words, that I guess I could do better. So you know, your parents know, your grandparents know you, right? For me, I was like, well, I like him or I love him, you know. He got along with my mom and my mom's side, but my dad's side, they were like, girl, I mean, we gonna let you be because you in high school, but this ain't it. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, mine is sort of like, I don't remember it having happened in real time because I was very young, but hearing the stories of it, thinking back on it now, I see love in that. So I thought about my parents having me at very young ages.
It's very young.
My father they were both in college. And so my dad was 22. My dad was 22 when I was born, 1980. And my mother was 24, maybe going on 25.
Okay, Miss Brenda.
Good. Yep. And so just thinking about young parents, you know, like young people in college, living their own lives, doing their own thing, and knowing that they're going to have a baby. First, deciding to keep me.
Right.
Secondly, my dad dropped out of school. He dropped out of college so he could work and support his growing family. So to me, that that speaks love, you know. And then, so my mother, as far as I understand, what she told me, she finished school, but she finished school pregnant and had a baby. And then my dad got the degree that he cut short for me, got that degree 30 whole years later. 30,
Go ahead,
Wow.
Dad.
right?
Yes.
So that just says to me, you know, wow, I can only imagine being that young, not planning for a child and making those sacrifices to have a child. And though they divorced when I was 5, they still parented me well apart. And, you know, they still remain friends despite what went on in their own marital relationship. They remain friends, and I never felt like I wasn't loved by either of them. You know, they still sacrificed and parented well apart from each other for me. So that's why that registered as love.
I have 2 answers. So because, you know, you could look at it 2 ways. You can look at it when you felt loved, or as looking back, like you said, like you didn't know that as a kid.
Right.
So I have 2 answers. So the first one is I have 3 sisters, and that was just like a big old circle of love. And we weren't affectionate, but we were always with each other. And my older sister was like, there was a 5-year gap between her and the next sister. So her not as much, because she became a teenager before we were still nappy-headed and farting, and she was a teenager. So, you know, that was just like, yo, get away from me, please.
Right,
It's
I don't have
embarrassing
time
me.
for
Go in the
your-
room, don't come out. But I would definitely say my other 2 sisters, because we are like maybe 2-3 years apart, you know, within the circle. And we did everything together. We stayed home with no food together. We tore up the house together. We got spanked together for breaking stuff. We, like, everything. And that was definitely, when I think back on, I mean, we were never homeless, but it was a rough childhood. The living conditions and our surroundings, but we had each other. And that was definitely something that made it took the sting away. As an adult, I'm like, dang, that's how we was living. But you, as a child, you know, it was Shantae, Cindy, and me. We just did what we did. And I know that was love. And now I think about now as adults and how there are still all these inside jokes and all these silly little things that nobody else gets. And I just really love and cherish my sisters. Cassandra was more of like a maternal sister. She was older. She was the first one to have a job. She was the first one to get rid of the Jerry Curl. It's, you know, she just, she paved the way, you know. That's my first answer. Just growing up with my sisters. And then when I think, and we're going to talk about the different kinds of love, but they were my sisters. Like, what else you going to do but love me, you know? But with me first feeling like somebody loved me because they chose to love me, hands down, Montague Blount. Hands down. Because we met, I was about 19, 20, maybe 21. But when we met, I had a lot of baggage. I had a lot of damage. I had a lot of trauma. I love the Lord, and that kind of helped balance me out some. But I was a lot emotionally. I was just a lot outwardly, hiding how I felt about things. And he just always still, I wouldn't even say dealt with me. He just loved me, and I didn't understand.
Why?
Like, I think about it now, like, yo, he could have been like, yeah, I hope you get help, and I hope you do well, but I'm out.
Yeah.
And he didn't, and I don't get it, because, you know, I do okay, but I'm not all that good looking. I'm not like, I wasn't like, she bad, bro. She crazy, but that girl bad. That's not me. So I don't get it. I'm grateful for him. But even now, like, he could be upset with me, but if something goes lopsided, he's going to carry me through it. He's going to pause his own whatever. He's going to look out for me. And because he chooses to.
Yep.
He does not have to eat. I know we're married, but still, we know the world we live in. He ain't got to stay.
Right.
He does not have to. And he's not staying and like we're all living these separate agendas. Like he is for me. And that he is the first. And now looking back, I see other examples, but he was the first person that showed me like, someone can love you because they just you're lovable. And that I got from Montague. Shout out to my man. He all right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's something
beautiful. So when we were last night, when I was like looking over the questions and everything, honestly, like the first thing about love that popped into my mind was Justin. Yeah, Justin's my dude. All of my kids are my dudes, but his is the most memorable in terms of love for me. And yeah, I had relationships and things like that because I was like, okay, was it in high school, in college and all of that good stuff. But it really was Justin. Like, when did I first know that? And the reason why I say that is because me finding out that I was pregnant with Justin was not the best situation. And you all know that. It wasn't the best situation for me to be in at all. But I couldn't bring myself to have an abortion either. And I was like, God, look, you gonna have to do something about this. And he didn't. He did not. And I remember the first sonogram visit, and they could not find Justin's heartbeat. And I know that I had been praying and like, God, okay, come on, like, you take this baby away. But I wasn't prepared that if he was going to do that,
Right.
I wasn't prepared, like, if he actually really did do that. And they could not find Justin's heartbeat for, it seemed like forever. It probably was just a couple of seconds, but it seemed like forever. They could not find it. And I was so scared at that point. I was very scared. And I was like, Lord, look, this is not what I really want. And they found it. And I just remember tears coming down my face because I heard it. And it was in that moment that I realized, regardless of the situation I was in, I was going to be a mom. I was just going to be a mom. And I was going to have to sacrifice. I was going to have to walk through the shame, even if the fact that I was going to have to do this by myself, that I was just like, it's just going to be me and this baby. And then I went home and read through the baby name book that they gave me and came up with Justin, because it means justice. And throughout my pregnancy, I called him Justin. I just called him Justin. They would say, well, what if you have a girl? And I came up with a name for a girl, but for some reason, I just kept saying Justin. And here he is today, 26, getting ready to be 27. That is my dude.
27.
Yes. Hilarious. He's hilarious as well. You all know that. But that's my most memorable moment.
I was thinking if I had a follow-up question.
For Jay? About Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's...
Because that is your most memorable moment, but why did you register that as love? Was that your love for him?
Yeah.
And why?
The love for him, what it was going to take to sacrifice to, you know, to bring him into the world. I knew it was going to be a lot. I knew it was going to be a lot. I wasn't always prepared for what the lots of it, a lot of it. But just the sacrifice that it was going to take, and that you got to push past how you feel about the situation. What's going to come along with all of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And just do it, and do it,
Yeah.
and ask God for strength to
Right.
do it. Because my relationship with God at that time wasn't stable. It really wasn't. It wasn't stable. But looking back on it, I think with Justin, the birth of Justin, that was like that path that started me on the stability that I now have in knowing who God is. But yeah, just the sacrifice of it all.
Yeah. And that's what we're hearing surface, you know, regarding what love requires, sacrifice.
It does.
I watched a podcast by a man named Tim Roth. It's called The Basement. And he was saying one time, when we get married, we don't say yes to everything we know about the person. Or we don't only say yes to everything we know about the person. We're also saying yes to everything we don't know yet that's going to come up, that's going to surface. And to me, that rings, you better be ready to sacrifice, because there's a lot you don't know that you're saying yes to.
Right.
Yeah. Love. Okay. Yep. Number 2, what's hard about love and why? And what's great about love and why? Those are both in number 2.
What's hard about love is dying of yourself, but still loving anyway. Because even with the people that we love the most, our spouses, children, our parents, different people, it don't mean that it's easy to love all the time. It doesn't mean that loving those people is always easy. Because most times the people that you love the hardest, you're challenged with the most. And so you have to still press at times to love even those people that you love the most, those people that are most near and dear to your heart. So I think it's selflessness and just not being selfish when it comes to love that can be very hard. And what was the other part? What's easy?
What's great about it?
What's great about it? I mean, love is great. Like, God is love. And the fact that we are made in His image, there's a part of us that naturally just want to love, whether we know it or not, or whether we try not to love. Like, a part of us, because we are of God's nature, a part of us needs to love, I believe. And when we actually do, you know, portray that love, and then we receive that love, it feels wonderful.
Yeah.
Whether it's, and I know we're going to get into it, that agape love, the, you know, all those different forms of love when it comes to, you know, the type of love that you have for your spouse, the type of love that you have for your children, the type of love that you have for a friend, all of those different types of love, they mean so much to us as people, as humans.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think giving love is wonderful, and I think receiving love is wonderful as well. It just does something to you, you know, it does something to your heart, it does something to your mind. And I don't think we can live without love.
Right.
What would be the point?
Right.
Not abundantly.
Yeah. What would be the point? And, you know, we're living in these last days where the love for many is growing cold, right? So it's like, God help us.
Right.
As these days continue, because love is growing cold.
Right.
Because people are just, they're not going to want to really live for anything.
Right.
You know, I think
Yep.
love helps us to live.
Yep.
ma'am.
So,
Yeah. Like, how are you functioning
yeah.
Right.
if your heart is cold, technically?
You know, you don't have a lifeline.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
The hardest and what's hard about it and what's great about it, yes.
Yep.
I think the hard part is when it kind of stems off what Danielle was saying. Was like the people that we love the most are the ones who have the most pull on our hearts. So when it is challenged, it gets really, really hard. Some of my worst days are when my husband and I aren't really talking.
Yep.
And we're not cold. We've never been like, just walk past each other like we don't know each other. We'll be like, yeah, you want me making lunch? All right, I got your lunch or whatever. But we're not talking. We ain't feeling each other. And it's like yesterday was that kind of day. Well, yeah, yesterday was that kind of day at first. And I just can't do it.
Right.
I can't, not even for a few hours. As soon as I got to work, I had to call him
Yeah.
and tell him, like, I didn't know how he was going to take it, but I was like, I'm calling you because I need to feel better. And the only way I can do that is if I just call you and, check on you and just try to break the cycle of, you ain't saying nothing to me, I ain't saying nothing to you, bro. What you talking about?
Yep.
It's pride,
real.
it's stubborn, it's uncomfortable,
childish.
Yes.
and
Yeah.
But when that love is challenged, or when you're so even with our children, if we have children, you get frustrated with them, and then you just feel so, you say something to them, they're mad, and they storm, they're crying, and you're like, all right, you be all right, go upstairs though, for real, and like, but you feel
Yes.
like they were dead wrong, but
Yeah.
I don't want them like that, and I don't
Yep.
want to feel that way.
Yep.
So you go up there and you hold them, and they don't hold you back, and it's okay.
They shoulders be
Just
like
be like,
this.
I was
They be
just
you be
thinking
trying to
that.
And he's standing up there like this.
I ain't fucking
Tight. So I think
That's Christian.
with anybody.
all them children.
The
girl.
people, the ones that are closest to our heart, the friends that we're the tightest with, if you go time, but like, tag, I ain't called so-and-so in like 3 or 4 days. Let me call and check, it's this uncomfortable feeling that I get when I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do with regards to loving this person, or just that this person is being challenging, but I still love them, and I just want us to be good. I feel like
Yes.
that's
Just want us
that's
to
the,
be
the,
good.
the tricky part
Yeah.
about love.
Yeah.
The great part, I agree, Danny. It just fills you. I was reading about, I forget what it's called. One of y'all probably know it, but when you how people feel about little puppies. You ever like look at a picture of a cute little kitty or you're like, oh, it's like there's this hormone that's released when you look in the eyes.
And, or
Dopamine?
endorphins. I think.
But this morning, I was getting ready, and we have to get Joshua up because he has twigs or whatever. And but Joshua was salty because he didn't feel like getting up yet, and yada yada. And I didn't know he was in the bathroom. He was like sitting on the edge of the tub, lamenting why he had to be up. And when I walked in, dead up.
It's a process.
When I walked in, he looked up at me like this. He was mad, but he was just so cute.
cute.
I was like, oh, I know you're mad, but I'm just gonna come over here and give you a couple kisses because I'm just so happy to see you. It's like when I see my kids at the end of the school day, it's like I haven't seen them in years. And my face lights up every time, unless a teacher called me and I got some news where I'm looking at, I'm like, I was talking to Miss So-and-so. But other than that, I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? Hey. Or even when in the morning we're in 2 different buildings and the boys have to go to the other building, so they give me a hug and I'm sad. And I'm like, all right, I'll see you at the end of the day. But, those kind of feelings where you love somebody that you're away from them for a few hours and you miss them. And you've seen them a few hours ago, but when you see them, you're so happy to, it uplifts, That's why sometimes my husband's like, Natara, you need to get away. I'm like, from y'all? No, I'm good. Like, y'all getting on my nerves, but I'm not the one to be like, I need a week away. Yeah. You coming with me?
Yeah.
I mean, you could get away.
Yeah, yeah.
I just, I know that it is not good for man to be alone. And it doesn't have to be marriage. It doesn't have to be children. And we'll get into that when we start talking about the different kinds of love. But we're just not meant to be alone. And it gives us a fraction of what God feels for us, because we can't love like He can. We can read about it, we can sing about it, we can feel like we're doing it, but we can't love like He can. We just can't. Because there are certain things I'll be like, bro, I don't ever want to see your face again. Ever. And I felt that way about people. Like I'd be good never seeing you again, never hearing your voice again. And it just kind of gives us a fraction of the love that He has for us, because it's a commandment. We need to love our neighbors, and in some cases that's easy to do, and in some cases it's hard to do.
Right.
But we're made to do that.
Right.
He's not going to command us of something that we're not capable and made to do. And I know that there's peace in obedience, and if we obey God and we love the way He's telling us to, we'll feel the benefit of that love too.
Right. Right.
That's right.
You spoke about both you and Netara and Danny's basically talking about on the receiving end of love, how that just feels so good, how it fulfills a core part of us. And I was thinking about this morning, even before we started, and in 1 Corinthians, where it talks all about love up and down the whole chapter. But this is the New Living Translation. Around verse 12, it says, "Now we see things imperfectly, like puzzling reflections in a mirror, but then we will see everything with perfect clarity. All that I know now is partial and incomplete," which is true of us now. "But then I will know everything completely when that day of perfection or completion comes, just as God now knows me completely." So we don't fully know, but we are fully known. Torn Wells song, fully known by God, to be loved, fully known, and loved by you, right? We don't know completely or fully, but we are fully known. And that's because there is a God over all who knows us, who made us, who knows all fully. And even when the relationships, the earthly relationships that we have are challenged and are strained, and we feel that, I just want to be good with you, right? We always have the opportunity to be good with God because He fully knows us anyway. That's why He's the safest space ever.
Yep.
I was thinking about that yesterday. When people deal with anxiety, they feel unsafe, right? But when you have God, you carry a safe space with you. And being aware of that is the trick, is the key, is the piece where the key turns in the lock and opens the door. So that love piece, that being fully known as we, as people can fully know us and as we can fully know people, that's like the sweet spot. That's how we were made by God who knows us fully. Yep. So that just came to me.
I think the hardest part of love is the vulnerability piece. Because you have to put yourself out there in the thoughts or in the hope that whomever you're giving yourself to, whether it be your friends, whether it be your spouse, and in some cases even your parents, you're hoping that that person will not mismanage you.
Yep.
And that can be challenging. It can be scary, especially when we're all flawed and they have mismanaged you to some degree. And now you have to you have to walk in a space of forgiveness and then say, okay, I'm going to put myself back out here, even if it's that person, and then it becomes a choice at that point, like Natira said, I don't ever have to see your face again. Okay, so that relationship is resolved, it's done, we're over with it. But you then still have to put yourself back out there at some point to say, okay, I'm getting back out here, I'm walking in this, and then now here's another person that's coming along, and I have to trust again that you're not going to mismanage me. And if I give you another opportunity, if I do forgive you, let's say with our spouses or even with our kids, that, okay, I'm going to give you another opportunity, and I'm going to hope that in this aspect moving forward, we've all learned from this situation, and you're not going to mismanage me again. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's the vulnerability piece. And even with God, you know, when we're coming to Christ as well, even though he's perfect, he loves us, there's still moments where he drops us in situations that's like, yeah, I don't like this methodology you're using to bring about your glory, Lord. Okay.
Really?
I'm not liking it.
I don't like this methodology.
I don't like this methodology you got going on here.
Bring about your glory, Lord.
However, you know, you got to trust. You have to be vulnerable that he knows what he's doing.
Right.
Even in the end, and that it's going to somehow work itself out, that through it, somebody's going to see how you walked through this moment, and they're going to come to Christ, because our lives are not our own anyway.
Yeah.
It's all for us to give God glory, but it's also for others to see, hey, okay, Nick went through that and she managed that. And Natira came out of this, you know, me and Natira came out of this impoverished childhood that was kind of crazy. Oh, and they still love the Lord, you know, and they're still giving him glory. And Natira's singing her heart out, taking us up in the third every Sunday, you know, like, you know, Danny was in a 4-year relationship and it didn't work out. Everybody saw it, but you know, she didn't at the time. However, and then she moved on. And then she moved, you know, and then now she's married. And then now she's married, you know, okay, here, you know, here comes Jared, and, you know, he's pouring his heart out, and, you know, you like, okay, let me see if this brother right. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's a vulnerable piece. But the benefit is the support. You know, from that vulnerability, the support that you get, the camaraderie you have amongst your friends, you know, and
Oh, you go through that too?
right, you know, okay, and just the support of knowing, and the community that, you know, it has now developed from being vulnerable and, you know, putting yourself out there and knowing that, hey, you know, okay, here's what's going on with me right now. Pray for me. Or I'm not ready to talk about it, but I need you to pray for me. Or, you know, like what I went through, you know, this month. Like, guys, God, I don't like this.
This methodology.
I don't like this methodology
bring
right
your
here.
glory, Lord.
Lord. And my friends, please pray for me, because this ain't right. This ain't right now. This is not. But the community you have, the support you have, even when you don't feel like moving forward, when you don't feel like being vulnerable, you know that there's a community with you, there's support. But you also know that regardless, God, there were days where I was like, God, okay, I don't know what you're doing, but I trust that you are going to work this out. I know what my body is doing right now.
Yep.
But I'm trusting you to work it out. Yeah. And he's doing it. He's doing it.
No, I actually forgot. Like, I forgot, because you look and seem so well.
Yes.
Like, and
that's God.
You just went through a hard, about a month? Was it about a month?
Yeah. This is what, day 25?
Yeah.
Okay.
Day 25 since February 1st.
Yeah.
And I can say it now, when you posted for my anniversary picture and I had that mug face and you were like, you've mastered Dante's face. No, that wasn't by choice. No,
right.
Not by choice at all.
Yeah.
Not by choice at all. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna put it up here though.
Was that this month?
That was this month.
That was this month.
For our anniversary. Yeah.
Okay.
That was our anniversary picture this year. Couldn't smile.
Dang.
Couldn't smile. I wanted to put back on social media, Nick, my lip is on the lean.
I think I completely, but that's like what Danny was saying. I completely forgot.
My lip is on the lean, Nick. My lip is on the lean. The smile is crooked, but look at me now.
Oh yeah, like I've really forgot.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Praise
Yes.
God.
Good stuff.
So yeah,
Huh.
the benefits. That's the benefit.
All right, y'all. Well, to stay connected with us, check the show notes for the direct links to all the platforms where this podcast is available, or you can keep watching right here on YouTube. And if this podcast helps to build you up in any way and you want others to benefit too, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, as this helps to get the word out. This podcast is also a part of the Just Be brand, which you can follow via the links in the show notes as well. There's merch and all there, y'all, including my book, Just Be Child, which can be found on Amazon. If anything said here helped you, please take a moment to share or repost this and any other videos from this channel that resonate with you. We thank y'all so much for being here with us today at Sharpen, where no matter the candid conversation, we always whittle life down to what matters most. And we hope that today, as you hung with us, you were inspired to do the same. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.